TV, and I'm going to be recapping I Need Romance episode 13, 14, and 15. I know that's 3 episodes, but I'm just going to do the highlights of each of the episodes and probably go a little bit more in depth with episode 15 because that's where everything got kind of really good, because this is a 16 episode drama, so they have to get a last kicker at the end, and so that's what I'm going to do. So in episode 13, you see Juyeon and Won in an embrace, like they're just kind of holding each other. They get caught by Taeyoon, and so Taeyoon doesn't even really get that upset, or he doesn't even want to talk about it with Juyeon. He just kind of blows it off and says, "You'll take care of it, just kick him out when you can." And I mean, that basically just says a lot about the whole entire relationship. He really doesn't want to put in that much effort, whether it's to be joyful, emotional, upset. He's just kind of like a static nothing. And so I think that says a lot. So while Juyeon and Taeyoon have this really almost platonic, non-existent work relationship that's now a boyfriend and girlfriend status because Taeyoon has been trying to get over Serang, Won has just been bending over backwards or bending over forwards in this case, and just kind of taking this like relationship that Juyeon picked over their relationship, because he's trying to like allow her to explore her feelings, figure out what she wants from life as a lobster. And then finally he has enough. He's just like, he can't take it anymore. He's been, her confidant, her best friend, her, the person that that has a crush on her, cooking, cleaning, doing everything for her, and she just doesn't get it. She just wants something easy, something stable, something not too difficult too. That's why she's been hanging out with Taeyoon. But no, Won wants nothing more to do with this, and so he packs his bags and he leaves. But he leaves with a big bang. And so he leaves with a giant kiss, and he like probably knocks her socks off, and then he just kind of walks away, and she's so utterly confused at the end of episode 13. Juyeon is just the lobster that's not getting it. So then you go to episode 14. Juyeon is still kind of confused, doesn't understand what happened with Won. I mean, she doesn't understand that he wasn't going to put up with her being non-committal, kind of two-timing both of them without even realizing it, because Won is, really passionate, wants to go all in, and Taeyoon's just kind of happy as a status quo, just kind of like having a companion to be next to him rather than a real partner, a real love of his life, because he had that with Serang and he just couldn't take it anymore. So finally, Juyeon wakes up, smells the coffee, and has a conversation with Taeyoon. She tells Taeyoon that what he had with Serang was real, it was hot, it was something that you can call a real relationship, and you don't even have to try. And then she tells him that what they have is a working relationship that's friendship, and they're just kind of like forcing a fit to be a romantic interest when there's really nothing there aside from the fact that they like each other as friends and they're both attractive people, so they're trying to make it work. But she doesn't want to try anymore. She wants to be with Won because he lights up her life and he makes her smile, and she actually starts searching for him and is pretty much in love with him, even though it took her a really long time to figure it out. So then you get to episode 15, where Juyeon finally figures out that she really loves Won, but now she has to figure out how to get him back, because she basically kicked him, ran him out of the house because, she was still kind of like doing this trying to date thing with Taeyoon. So now she's trying to win him back, and it was really cute. She was texting him at the show and saying that, if I want to get my man back, would it help if I cleaned his room? And the guy, Won's like, no. And she also texts, well, I'm sleeping in his room, does that help? And he's kind of like, no. So she's like trying all these cute little ways to win him back. And I think for me, it was definitely showing him that she was warming up to the idea of dating him, and that she finally has broken out of her lobster shell. Minjung, she finally tells the man that her baby daddy, that she's pregnant with twins, and he completely flips the lid because he was already having so much troubles dealing with the fact that first she's not like a young giddy girl whose name is Woo Young, and then that she's pregnant, and that she lives next door. I mean, there were so many things that he had to get past and over, but I thought that the guy who plays the character, the baby daddy, he did a really good job because he was adorable in his kind of ways in trying to deal with all of these weird news hitting him in all different directions. So I give props to the actor who played the baby daddy. And so Ju-Yen tries her best at the first attempt to talk to Won in person. So she brings him, packs up all of his stuff to say that, you know, here's the rest of your stuff, you know, move out. But what she really wanted to say is, please come back home. I realize that I really love you and I want to be with you. But she doesn't do that. She's like, here's your stuff. And then Won, playing into the game, he knows that she's like making a serious effort to come back to him. But he doesn't want to be so easy because he's been easy for the last 14 episodes. Why not make it a little bit more difficult? There has to be some hurdle. He doesn't want to be so desperate. So he turns her away for the first time when she comes knocking on his door. But there's a glimmer of hope there. And of course, it being really, really cold in Seoul, she has problems turning on the furnace, and then she's texting Won, how do you turn on the charcoal briquette, which is dangerous. I don't think she should do it. She'd probably get carbon monoxide poisoning. So Won, at first, wanted to like leave her in the cold, but of course he can't because he just loves her so much. And then he's looking for her, couldn't find her at home, but they end up at the Jjimjilbang together. And that was so cute because at first he's like, trying to like, you know, you stay in your direction, I'll stay in mine. But then he ends up just following her around all over the place at the Jjimjilbang anyways. So then you've got Ju-Yen making one more attempt to go to Won. And so you see her ringing the doorbell and saying that she loves him. And then she actually says it another time because, she, you know, I think Won wanted her to like really, really mean it. And so they get into a kiss, which is very romantic. And then you cut away to the two younger kids in the office where they're having a little moment as well. So let's get back to Ju-Yen and Won. So then you get back to Won and Ju-Yen where they are post hanky-panky. And it's really cute because they're, you know, talking about, well, I think she's just kind of nervous about the age difference and different things, and he's kind of teasing her. It's like, is it because I'm so good looking? Is it because I'm such a, you know, lady killer? And she's just like, whatever. So yeah, I don't know if I'll wrap up with episode 16 just because it's just a tie-up, like this is the end, this is like put a pretty bow on it, we'll all live happily ever after. I'm gonna watch it and see what happens, but for the most part, I think that this episode 15, wraps it up all very nicely. I think that episode 16 might just have Se-rang and Tae-yoon have it out, hash it out, and then get back together again, because then all the storylines will be complete. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.